Right, shall we get going? So I am going to switch the other camera and then we're going to start on the cupboards. But before I do that, now I've redone my craft from last year and I had to think a lot about it, the how I want to, I always had to make and do with second-hand furniture from one of the other rooms, but we didn't want anymore, or the kids perhaps, like, you know, they didn't want the shelf or didn't want the chair, then I got it in my craft room. So last year when we had to have the ceiling done, because we live in a very old house and the ceiling was the original ceiling, it's over 100 years old, so we had to take the ceiling down and put a new one up. I had the opportunity to not sort of design it from scratch. And I looked in so many different things. I looked in so many different cupboards. I pretty much went everywhere and looked at all the different prices, because sometimes you can buy like shelves really, really cheap, but then the quality of them is not that good. And with beads, they are really heavy, so they need to take the weight as well. So hence behind me, and I'm going to talk to you about the CD racks as well, because there are single tower CD racks, but they're not really good because of the weight. They can like go over very easily. So I'll talk to you about that, and then the link for that is in the description as well. So do check them all out. Now, as I looked around, there are storage solutions out there as well, which they are amazing for crafters. You can open up and you got all these cubby holes on the doors and in the cabinets as well, but they are really expensive. And, and I would have needed like 3 or 4 of them. And my whole budget was like the price of one of them, I guess, to do the whole room. So I looked around in places like Argos. They do sell furniture, and like you can pick up a shelf for like 60-70 pounds. I looked up a lot of, looked at B&Q, looked at loads of different bits and pieces. I even looked into like how much would it like if I get custom built with like some, you know, somebody in here, but that would have turned out very expensive as well. So in the end, I ended up in IKEA, and I looked at all of the, because in IKEA they got so many different styles, they got so many different colors and everything else what you can work with. So I bent back, and I was quite lucky because we came out of lockdown and I was able to go then to IKEA, and then sort of I went back about 2 or 3 times between sort of in the middle of July to the middle of September, and I managed to purchase everything. A few things were out of stock, but I managed to order it online. So most of the furniture what's in here is from IKEA, and I really do love it. There are different styles, but I will tell you, we're just going to start in the cupboard and we're going to go all the way around. I'm going to tell you why I choose them and why I think I wanted something which not 6 months, because I'm not going to change things around in 6 months. Let's face it, I'm not going to go in there. But if I wanted to, I can change things around. So let's get started. I'm going to move to the next camera, and then we are going to show you. Right, here we are. I need you, actually, bear with us 1 second. Turn the camera just a little bit because you can't see. That's it. That's right. Let me just move this over. Right, okay, so these are the cupboards. We can only see the top, so you need to come down so we can see the bottom as well. You might want to go just a little bit further away. Lovely. Well, the table moving, that's it. Right, so these cupboards, bear with us when we sort of move around. So you're going to see the pull sometimes, that's on my desk, but I'll show you that in a minute. So these are the 3 main big cupboards for me to store my stuff in. And I sort of have, I can either have the fronts on, or I can take the fronts off. Now in this cupboard, I've only got books and bits and pieces. So later on, if I fancy, I can take, if I get everything organized, I can take the doors off and have an open shelf cupboard behind me. But I bought the top with the door, because then if I'm like not so tidy, I can just shut the door on it, and then it looks nice and tidy. So the cabinet, that's in the description as well. I linked as well. It comes in different bits of pieces, and there is quite a few different ones in this range. So the bottom cabinet is separate from the top. So if I could get rid of the top and just have the bottom. Again, this one is sort of like full of stuff, full of craft stuff. I can really nicely store it in there. But what I loved about this design, and what I love about this combination is that you got this tiny little shelf here. So if I do a TV show or anything like that and I have to do it from here, I can quite easily display some jewelry in the background and dress it, and it will look quite nice for sort of pictures or anything like that. So that's why I love it. And also, if I'm working on something, I can then visually put things out here. And so sometimes you just need to see the whole range. Sometimes you just need to see what have you got. So for example, you probably spotted my resin in here. So when I'm working with the resin, I can put stuff all the way along here and then have it in reach and don't have to go in and out of the cupboard. So I love that part of the cupboard, and each one of them is different. Now moving on to the second one, this is just sort of general bead storage. And actually I got a free shelf there. So I could put more things in there. The top one is, now this I still need to sort out. So this is not quite perfect. This is quite a bit messy, but taking all those samples out will take me probably, you can come a little bit closer, Liam, it will probably take me at least, I don't know, a morning. But I love these trays because, let me just get this one down, because I can organize my samples in there by what they are and what they are, and like, you know, different stitches or different colors or however you want to particularly store them. I love these ones because they're easy access and I can take things in there. You can see these ones are quite empty still, and I've got a couple of empty ones there, but I've got more ones what I need to sort out. This one is full of samples, so I need to sort that, and I need to sort of organize this as well. So these trays are a lifesaver for me because I can really see what I have. I had trays before which they were white, and the problem with that one was that once you put it up on the shelf, you can't see what's in it. So if you want to find something, you're gonna have to take every single one of them out. So I love the clear ones because even if they're on the sides, I can see what's in the tray. So because I'm storing it that way, I would put the same thing behind each other, so I know that's there. Now the other things what I do use quite a lot, and this is some of the samples I need to sort out. These are just boxes what beads came in, and they're just like white boxes, and you know, so always sort of make and do with what you got. Now moving on to this cupboard is, this one is my pens and scissors and all sorts of different bits of pieces, tools, organized here. Now this storage came, you need to, can you sort of come around a little bit? If you, let me just move that cable for you, that's it. So if you want to come. There we go, that's it. So this storage is from Home Bargains of all places. They were $3.99 I think, and you get 4 in the tower, and you can just put them together. Now they're really great, and which one, I'll pull this one out. They're really great. They're not good for heavy stuff because they're a little bit flimsy, but for pens, pencils, tools, you know, I got all sorts of different bits of pieces organized in different trays, not trays, drawers here. Why did I say tray? Drawers here. I can know exactly where it is, and that just fits perfectly into the cupboard itself. So it just kind of makes that really nice, and I didn't have to pay a lot of money for drawers because I think they were $3.99 for 4. Might be $2.99, but I think it's $3.99. So these ones are very old one. I don't even know where I got it from. It's like an MDF one. I have got also other boxes which I don't really like that much because again these are stackable, and once if I want something out of the bottom stack, I have to take everything off. everything off. So, but they're great. They're clear as well. So I tried all sorts of different storage, and some of them I favor more, and some of them are not. All right. So that's the cupboard behind me. And just stay here on. That's it. And that's the cupboards behind me. Let me just move that a little bit. Those are the cupboards behind me, and all of them like got separate different bits. Now I need to show you this bottom one because these have my rainbow storage in it. And to move this tray out, we show this tray next. So, and then we can. So let's just, sorry about the wibble. If you put it on the 2 legs, let it go. That's it. and then I will turn the top. There we go, and more this way. So it's going to be on a little bit of an angle for you, but I love these ones as well. Now these rainbow storage boxes, they do cost a little bit more money, but they are really sturdy and really strong. And the towers can be, I think, 10 or 12 high. There's various places who sell it. Amazon sells it. I think these ones, I got them in the range, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. But the good thing about it is that they are really, really sturdy. And again, I can have different, different bits in different drawers stored up. So I like labeling stuff up. And this one says other wire, color remain wire, normal wire, and other threads. I like to store everything how like they would be, how like the different bits and pieces. Embroidery fabrics, all that sort of thing. So I can really recommend this. So if you only want to get one tower, check out these ones, because they also come with a little wheel on the bottom. So if you want, you can put the wheels on there, but they will take the weight of beads. So I have had them full of beads before, and they were great. So that's something like that. What's great about that, if you only have a little corner in your lounge, you could have a couple of those. They can be quite high. Some of them is colorful, some of them is plain clear or white, and then you can organize and store everything in there. So you don't necessarily need a lot of different boxes, you just need one of those. Right, moving, if you are talking about drawers, I'm going to move on to the next one, but very quickly I'm going to pop back and see if you got any questions regarding this one. I'll let me just bring up, here we go. What storage spots for you? We get to the glitter just in a minute, Sarah. And Sheila, not a non-techie, will all the platforms link up to some same comments and seen by everyone? That Sheila is asking about. So we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, we are live in the Facebook group, and we are live on Twitter. Now, wherever you comment, the comment stays on that platform. We are bringing all the questions together, and Lucy is sending them to me, so I don't miss a question for you. Wherever you comment, the comment stays on there. When I'm in front of the computer, I always bring in a comment, and I display them at the bottom, so you can all join in each other, what you're chatting or what you sort of talking to each other as well. Right, so talking about drawers, and we're gonna go down here, and I'm gonna show you these drawers as well. Now these cabinets are from IKEA as well. And what I loved about this, because I had this corner here, which I didn't really know what to do, what to do with my corner. I know I needed the space all the way along to the wall, to the window, and you will see the window is just here in a minute to display or put all my seed beads out in my boxes. So I needed the cabinet to go underneath it. But when I seen these cabinets, I was so happy because these ones, the doors slide. So I can put stuff in the corner and I can get to it. Now these are all my resin stuff in here. So I'm kind of like putting things in different, and some other bits and pieces as well, not just the resin stuff. But I put different bits in different cupboards. And then on this side, I'm going to show you, have a look at these. So these ones, another system with drawers I got, and these ones from B&Q. I did put the link in there. I've only put the link in there for the thinner ones because I thought I'm going to get a bigger ones for the bottom, but to be honest, I haven't really used them that much. So I think sometime in the future, I'm going to change them over all for the thinner ones. Again, I like to label everything up. And because these are open and closed, that's what I have in every single cupboard. Now the rainbow ones what's behind me in the cupboard, they didn't fit in here. They were just a bit too deep, so when I put them in there you couldn't shut the door, so I had to go out and find and source another one. Now these ones, I can't remember how much is it exactly, but I think it was like £22, and you had eight drawers in there. Yes, I think it was 8 drawers. So again, these are not as strong as the rainbow ones, but because they're not as big either, I think they're holding quite up. They're nice in the cupboard itself. I don't know if this came with little wheels as well at the bottom. I'm not sure if they were standalone cupboards in the corner of the room, how strong and how much weight would they hold. The rainbow one's definitely stronger, but this will, because I needed so many of them, I needed them more of a budget version. Let me just show you this side. And can you see, like, everything, I like to label everything up. So I got my Movable Gem Duo, Movable Knit Bits, a Movable Ginkgo, Movable Super Duo, and some of them I either have, let me just, I'll find another one. Some of them, this one, I either have another inset. Now I put these on some really useful boxes, and I have put the link in the description for these ones as well, but I'll show you these just in a minute a bit more. So those are the storage drawers what I have, so do have a look at them and have a look which one would suit you. Does anyone have a label machine, and if so, which would you recommend? So I'm not the label machine, actually Simon got this for me. It's on the other side. It's I don't even know, it's a brother one. I think any of them would do. It's depending on whatever you can buy sort of cheaper ones as well for like 30-40 quid. You can pick them up on Amazon. But the one I got, like, we do use these ones sometimes for when we have to make labels up for kids very quickly. So we use them for loads of other bits and pieces. It's the same one what he has at work, because I said I wanted one. Oh, Leanne is just saying, I have a brother one, which is good. Check out Raymond's. How do you say it? Raymond's? Thank you, Leanne.
I think so.
And they have sometimes they have an offer. I like to label things up because, like, you know, I like to see where I'm putting things, and I know I'm chucking it back in the same drawer when I go. And by labeling up, you sort of organizing them in ways, so I know all of my Movable beads are here, all my check beads the next one, part puka is here, then I got my check fire post, I got some gemstones, and I know I'm going back there, and there's the more like crystals and pearls at the end, so I know where to go for them. It's personal preference, you don't have to. It's I like labeling things up because the sheer I got so many. I think I got 6 small ones, and I got 8 towers. So 8 times 6 is 48. So I got 48 of these drawers, and I won't remember what I put where. So for me, I definitely needed 2. Oh, let's have a look at this. So I just had a little gap at the top. So I have been storing these. I love these trays. Now these are the really useful trays. And I have, the description is below, so I can store things in here. And why I love this, because I can put things in there here, I can take it out, I can create and work with it, and then I'm just putting it back. I'm gonna grab the other one. I've been using this this is all sorts of the stuff for the resin, what I've been using. And then I can, next time when I do resin again, I can just take the tray out, work with it, and then pop it away again. So I'm not really spending so much time on opening bags and closing bags and, you know, all sorts of. I try to spend as less time on clearing up as I can because let's face it, what we like, we all like to create and we all like to play with the beads. Tidying up is always like the last thing on the agenda. All right, going on to this wall. Now these are CD racks, but there are so many different CD racks. Now if you want, back up a bit. So I looked into these, and we have got some in Christopher's room, we got some in Lucy's room, like different ones, and I have tested them. So the really long ones, especially the ones which just goes from the floor all the way to the top, and especially if it's a single one, it's not going to work with your beads because it's going to be really heavy, and if that starts to go, it is going to go. So you need something with at least 2, and these ones all 2. So if I just move this one a bit, it's a bit quite heavy. So can you see they're all 2 rows within each other, and they only, would you say 1, 2, about 3.5, 4 feet tall. So but when they are sitting and it's fully loaded up, so this one on its own is probably about 40 kilos. And you can imagine if you had a bigger one, when you fill it up with the seed beads, because seed beads are small, but once you fill all the boxes up and bits of pieces, it is going to be quite heavy. So you do want 2 tower one and not so tall, so have a cabinet underneath it. And also as well, if it goes all the way down to the bottom, you are going to be keep bending down to get the ones you need. And what I love about the cabinet in front of it, so I can, when I want to find a color, I can very quickly just pick out the ones I want, and I got the cabinet in front of me to sort them out and then put them back as well. They weren't, these ones, I can't remember how much were they, and I just looked them up yesterday, but I can't, they weren't expensive. They came dismantled and you have to put them together. As my lovely Lucy put most of them together for me. I just pushed this back. So I love them. I started off with 2, as you would, then I bought another 3, then I had to buy an extra one, so it goes all the way along the wall. But it's all my seed beads. So this is all my Toho seed beads, and not just the seed beads. And Leanne's going to come in a little bit more, and I'm going to show you the different type of storage we have here. She's just coming. There we go. We're going to have to go down there. So if you want to, well then, sorry. No, go. Ooh. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Come. Is the cable, that's how much the cable is. Yeah. So if you just hold it down, yeah, that will be great. Right, so different type of storage. So I like size 11, size 8 and size 6 seed beads. I use the deep ones. Now these hold about 50 grams of seed beads. Then there is a next size down, which is this one. This one would hold about 30 grams of seed beads. These are the medium one. This one is still 12 in the box. And then going down, this is still 12 in the box. This one only holds, well, not only, it holds about 15 grams of seed beads in there. But if you just want to put them on top of each other, so you got 3 different depths here, depending on how much you want to store in them. Now the next one, what I love, and I got quite a few of them. Let me just find one. So this one, I only got a few bits of pieces in this one. These are for, I use them for delicate beads and treasures and bits of pieces, because this holds about 10 grams, and a little amount like 5 grams goes a long way. So this one you got 30 storage tubes in the box itself. Now probably this one is perfect for you, because seed beads and beads do come in 10-gram bags, so they will just fill up one pot, and then you can, in a small section, you can store a lot of different colors. Now talking about the glitter, I don't just use these for, where's this one from here? So see, I got the size 15s, and I got sort of them in separate different pieces. Now don't just store these, and I'm really sorry if I'm going to have to walk in front of the camera just for the beads. I do store them for the glitter as well. So I don't like bags, and I decanted the bags into one of these pots. There are different sizes. There is that one, which is the medium one, but I got some very small ones as well, the glitter in there. And it's nice to write what is it or what the color is. This one actually came from Joe, or this little this Miss Little Rainbow. She sent me some glitter, and it's even like with beads as well, and I'm going to show you that as well. I do write a number on it. So which one shall I grab? I grab this one. You can see the sticker is probably towards the outside here. I'll write the color number on there, so next time when I'm use it. So if it comes in a bag and it has got the price in it, even put that sticker on there, so I know how much does it cost for 10 grams, and more importantly, what is the color number, so if I have to rebuy it, then I can. Then I store the findings the same way. So I've got this 30 tube here, and because we do 6 different colors of findings, it's just really great. And I store jump rings separately and all the bits and pieces, but I do use the same pots, because if I want to work on something, and we will get to the trays very soon. If I want to work on something, I can just pick out the ones I need, put it on my tray, and then I can go and sit in the lounge and then come back and bring them back and tidy up when I have the time. Right, let me take a sip of my coffee. Decanting glitter sounds messy. Susan is saying. So decanting glitter, I had to, Lucy did that for me. My Lucy, my daughter Lucy. Right, I think you are all talking about, yeah, giving each other tips and on the label maker. I bought a Dymo LED Ratag machine for Aldi last week, cost $14.99. If I remember right, I think I have seen them in there as well, and they're good as well. Aldi do have some really good deals time to time. So he's saying I bought a brother, which I have had for years. Let me just come back to this camera until I'm reading the comments here so you can see me. Yeah, Alison has the Dymo as well. Leanne saying I have the brother, which is good. Check out Raymond's. Yeah, the label machine, Sarah, the label machine I used to create the labels as well. Good morning, Pamela. Right, and I can see Leanne, Lucy is putting the link in there for you for all the different bits of pieces. So I didn't actually take you to the website. Let's just pop over there and show you this storage, because we just seen the storage boxes on the website itself. So you can see how much they cost, because on the top of my, oh, and we didn't even touch on the plastic bags. I'll show you the plastic bags in a minute. So if you are on a budget, grab yourself some of these plastic bags, and because they are perfect to store your beads and just keep beads separate. And they are the plastic boxes as well. Now, Simon has given us an offer on the plastic boxes, so do check them out. They're all sorts of different prices depending on how big they are. The 31 is $9.99 and usually it's $11.99, so that's 20% off of that one. Look at the little one. I'll show you the little one just in a sec. They hold 5 grams of beads, so they're perfect for glitter. They're perfect for the treasures or delicacies or something, which just comes in 5-gram bags. And you got the you got all the other sizes as well, so do check it out on the website. If you place an order, get 1 or 2 of these, and I'll show you just in a second. They are my lifesaver. I use them all the time. These little plastic sort of decanting measuring trays, and at the top you got your plastic bag. So shall we keep on going? Right, I'm gonna show you. So when I sit down, let me just move this out, and we're going to cut to the other camera, and we're going to show you this tray. So, just get Leanne to move the, actually you can see it from here as well. This is what I'm going to be showing to you next. Leanne, get just Leanne to move it so we don't make you so dizzy. Right, here we go. So, I got one of these trolleys here, and these are from IKEA as well. They were about £40, but they have got really nice and sturdy feet at the bottom, so they can take quite a bit of weight. And at one stage, because I got 2 of them, we used one of them to wheel the dinner around when we had to go in right in the back room where we had our dining room table. Now I can organize this and I can wheel this around. I got thread, I got needles, I got pens, I got my tools at the top. I just changed to this little beauty here because I used to have the wooden one. And let me just grab the wooden one. So I used to have this wooden one before, but what happened is that because it's too deep, anything small like my nail varnish or anything like that would disappear inside it. So I changed to this one, and I got all sorts of different bits and pieces as well. So a desktop one is really nice to have, and I love this trolley because if I work in the lounge a lot, and then I can just sort of wheel it in there and keep on doing. But it's changing. It's always changing what I have on there. But pretty much keeping the needles and the threads on here, which just sits on the side of my desk. Now, looking at the desk, and we going here, lovely Leanne. So the desk I have, and I love this desk. You need to go out because you can't really see it. So all my gear is on there. You can see now we got the monitor, we got the computer. Just moving. And we got the lights and everything else. So that I need that for, obviously when I'm live to you, like I'm live now, I need that, the lights and everything else to be able to have a nice working table that you can see what I'm doing. But what I love about this table is this is a stand and sit desk. And I'm showing you on the other one. I'll just pop over the other side because I got two sort of behind each other. So when Leanne comes and works here, she sits at the other one. These can go up and they can go down, which is really, really important. But I'll show you on the other one because I got sort of things underneath here. So here I can take this desk up quite a bit. Can you see? Because when I do beading, and if I do beading for a long time, what happens is that I do get sort of aching neck and aching shoulders. So by moving the table up and down, I really it makes you to change your position. So I really do love this desk and I can recommend them. Now they come in two different parts. So one part is you get the underframe and then you have to buy a top for it. Now the tops I chosen is like a half round shape. So it's just sort of that corner, because that corner is missing from it, it just makes the room more of a round shape in the middle. I don't know. I had it all thought out and that was good. Right, let's get going. I want to show you this table here. Maxine is asking, where do you buy the clear boxes from? They are from our website, from Totally Beads. Let me just quickly check if there is anything there. There we go. So going on to this table, and this table will have to sit the opposite way. So this table will be turned and then this table can come out to 3 meters length. And I love this table. There's my light that needs to go up. I'm still waiting for the electrician to come. So it's got many, pull one out, you reckon? It's got many inserts which I can put in the middle, and it's really, then it comes back in, and this is about only 1.5 feet it comes down to, but then if I need to I can take it out really long. And this table will sit that way. It's got you only got 1/2 inch gap there, but what I didn't count into in terms of the wall space, what I didn't count into my consideration is that I have the lip here from the windowsill which I need to cut. So at some point I'll get around and do that, and that table is going to sit that way. And if I'm working on a bigger project, what I can do, I can just extend that table almost all the way across the room, and I can really work and put things out what I want to. But in the meantime, until when that's going to get fixed, I just got this table here, and this one is on wheels, and I'm just going to pull this in. So this one I can wheel around wherever I want to. This one from IKEA as well. I think it was £75 for it, but it's worth every penny of it. Because if I had it in the kitchen before, this table when I needed it. I had it in the lounge before when I needed it. Because it got the really nice big wheels on them, you can just wheel it around wherever you want it. So if you are working in the lounge, or if your front room or wherever you're working, you could have a table where you can wheel in, and when you got visitors coming, you can just wheel it out and shut it in somewhere. At the moment nobody's having any visitors, but I guess for me it just really, sometimes when I have to work with more colorways or I have to put beads out all the way, it's just really nice to have a movable surface what I can work onto. Now this one, it doesn't come up and down. This is just the same sort of desk height, but it can give you a really good it's a really good table. Right, do you want to come around the other way? So bear with us. Moving the camera again. I'm gonna that's very going lovely. Let me just see. So yes. So trays. Now I know they're out of stock on the website at the moment, but they're gonna be back soon. I love these. When I moved back into the craft room, Simon was like, "Where are all these from? Like, why have you got so many?" And I said, I need them. I really do need them, because each one of them has a different projects set up on there. Like this one is I'm working something on the Bead Club, which is coming up in March. We're gonna be doing cabochons. Then the next one, this one was all set up for the TV. Then I was working with some resin, and I had so they all set up on there. And wait, and this, and I got projects here. This is from last summer, which I still need to finish, but I left it on the tray, and I will finish it very soon, promise. I really do, promise. So this cupboard was in here, and this, I guess, one of the original cupboards in the room. So I would have dreamed of taking this out because it's giving character to the room, and I just have my trees in there and bits and pieces. Again, more storage. I got plastic bags as well. I always have them, and they are really great to store things, and they can be quite cheap as well. From 75 pence, I think they start from the smaller one to the larger one. Now, other boxes, what I do use, and we use them at work all the time. Let me just move these. Now, these are really handy to have. These are the really useful boxes, and they are the 4-litre one. So they fit the trays as well, which I showed you. The 15 trays, and there is a bigger one, a deeper one as well, which I haven't showed yet. They fit them perfectly as well. These are stackable, and they take a lot of weight. Now, these boxes, we use them for exhibitions of work. They've been taken all around the country, and you know, we had kilos and kilos. So I reckon about 10 kilos of beads goes in one of these boxes, and you can stack them up high. So they are a really great solution as well if you want to store your beads. But these ones don't work as trays. So these ones you have to like lift one off the other, and when you need them. So that's it. Let's go back to the other side, and I'll show you the other tray, what I was talking about. But I changed the camera back around here so you can see me, and I'm just gonna grab the tray. Oh yeah. So let's change the camera around. There we go. So I'm just gonna pull this out. So the drawers do come out, and that's the other tray I was talking about. So this is one of my part booker drawers, and it has the separate sections. I put different beads in there just to keep them separate, because once you mix them up, and I like to keep different shapes in different sections. So when I quickly need to come to it, I know where to find them, and then it's not like trying to separate them up and then separate the colors up, and then I can't really find what I do. I reckon I do have like a little bit of OCD, because everything has to be sort of organized for me. Can I see your jump ring storage? How do you organize many variations and gauges? So let me just grab. So the jump rings, again, because we do 6 colors, I just got them in 2 different boxes. So from the 4x1, 6x1, 8x1 and 10x1s, and I got other sizes. These are the sizes I use the most. So these ones, I put them in the bigger ones, and I got right at the end there in the corner, I got some of them with the smaller, the 30 screw tops one in the box, because I don't use those sizes so much, so I don't need a larger amount of them, so that they're in there as well. But I use these ones, and what's the great about them? They're airtight. So once your findings and everything's are in there, they're not going to change the color. They're going to keep them really nice and pristine. So that's it really for the boxes. Now there is a few other bits is what I tried in the past. I tried boxes where and then I had these, and let me just grab one of these. I had these for donkey's years, and I used to use them all the time because they're really nice. There's only 1 inch deep, and you know, you can like see what you got in there, so they're great as well. And I had them at least 10 years, if not more. And first I used them and I loved them, but every single time I had the same problem with this, that in the stack, if there was something in the bottom one I wanted to get out, I had to take everything out of the cupboard. But lately, I didn't discard these ones. They were just sort of stored away, and they were empty. I didn't use them, but I didn't chug them. And I'm so glad I didn't chug them, because now when I do resin, I put when I pour the pieces, I put them in there, and then I can put the top on there, so there's no dust or nothing gets to the resin as well. So some storage I have chucked away in the past, and even in the really useful boxes, I had so many little ones. I think I got one down there. Can you pass me out of that cupboard? At the right at the bottom, that long one. Yeah. So I had these ones as well, but I'll keep going, like using them and not using them, because like depending on what I do, when I have a little sort of swap around, so don't throw your storage away, but then equally you can make storage out of things. You can make storage out of like TikTok boxes, storage out of, you know, the coffee cans, what has got a lid on it. I drink Nescafe. I think it's Nescafe, isn't it? The one I drink.
Yes.
Yes. I did. Yeah, Leah just looked at me. Yes. It has got, it's a tin, but it has got a plastic lid to it. So you could make out, and I have made some storage out of those ones in the kitchen for bits of pieces. So you could make your own storage as well. So you not necessarily has to go out and buy everything. But I think, you know, start with the furniture, or start with air storage, and then in not olden times, I'm waffling now. Before I changed my craft room, I had one of those burrows which is have the top what you can shut down, and it was great. So if you just want a little craft corner, have a look into them as well, because whatever you mess you make in it, you can shut the top down and then nobody can sit. And I know Bernie, if you're watching, I know you got one of those. She's got like a bigger cabinet where you can open the doors and the desk is inside. I think they were originally made for computers, so but they are great for crafters as well, because you can shut the door on it and then nobody can see the mess, and even not you can see the mess or anything inside it. Because we are crafty, we are messy people, and I rather sit there and create things than take ages to tidy up. So they are really good as well. And you could create a little corner in your living room or in your bedroom, or wherever you want to create it in your house or in your dining room. But the mess can be. So the burrow was really great. But because I had so much stuff, I really outgrew it very quickly. I bought the burrow probably about 15 years ago. And then in our old house, I didn't have a craft room. We had a playroom for the kids. And I tried to share the playroom with a / craft room, but it didn't work because they just keep going into the stuff what I didn't want them to go and play with. So for example, I had what they called, not the Sharpies, the other ones, the good quality ones. I got quite a few of them.
Permanent markers.
But they're permanent markers, all sorts of different colors, and the name will come to me in a minute. But they like, I don't know, quite expensive, like £40 for 20 or not even 20 pens in there. And the kids got it, and I got it sort of use it with card crafts and bits of pieces for myself, and the kids got it out, and guess what they did? They just started drawing on the papers because they didn't care. So that didn't really work, and that's when I got to the bureau that like I can store my sort of more expensive stuff, my stuff. It's not Sharpies. Sharpies is the Christopher's got, so it's felt tip. What they called? Oh my! I'm gonna have to go and get one. Where we go? Where are they? Oh no! I think I've taken them to work. Have I? No, there is here.
Is it Spectrum ones?
Come out. What a let rest. What are they called? What are they? This is metallic one. Pro marker. That's it. A pro marker. They were quite expensive, and then like some of them can be, quite pricey. So pro markers, exactly, Geraldine. D and everybody else was saying it. Pro markers, yes, they are. So Christopher, and not even they got it out. Once they got it out and played with it, they didn't put the tops back on, so they dried out. So yes, so that's when I got the bureau, and it was really nice because I could have had it's had 4 drawers all there on the side. I grab out a picture and I post in on the social. That 4 drawers on the side of it, and had a drawer obviously underneath as well. And then had this on the top of the drawers, had these 2 little it's like a chopping board sort of type of thing was were coming out. So you had so much space to work with, and in the end you can just shut the top and everything else stayed inside. So do look into one of those as well, depending on what space you have and depending on, like, you know, where you want to put it. Just have a little think about it. But if you need a hand, send me a picture. I can always sort of tell you what I think. You don't have to get what I'm saying, but because I've been there and because I looked at it and because, like, you know, I had so many different setups, I can give you some, if I can help you, I can give you some sort of wisdom on it, I guess. So do send me a picture of a corner of a room that you want to fill, or Julie's saying I sit at my dining table. So do let me know. Do let me in the comments right now. Where do you craft? Where do you store your crafts? Where do you store your beads? And where do you craft the most? What room in the house do you use the most? Unable to watch this now. Can I watch it later somehow? Carolina, absolutely. So after we finish, it will stays on YouTube, it stays on Facebook, and it stays on Twitter for forever, I guess. You can go back and watch them on our website where I showed you the section. There is always a button at the top where you can go and it will take you to the video as well. Conservatory, yes. And Lucy's has a craft room, and I seen your craft room, Lucy, and I know, like, you are so organized and you're so tidy. Storage in dining room and living room. My kitchen. Oh, my house is small. I love to have a craft room. Like, you know, I this is since we moved, and even when we moved, this was like, this room was me, mine and Simon. So this was like the office or study or whatever you want to call it. But it was me who was sitting here and doing things. And last year, when obviously all the things happened with the ceilings, so the ceiling fallen down in the dining room and we had to replace it. And then the only other room in the whole house which wasn't done yet was this office, so we had to replace it here. And then I claimed the room and I said, no, actually this room is gonna be mine now. And you know what, it's doing the best thing. So if you can, it's really great because I can come in here and it's like my little oasis in here. It's my stuff, and Simon does come in sometimes and sits at the other desk and does bits and pieces like for work. But I love this. So any corner in your house, what you are like using and where you are creating, you can always create a corner when you can store it. And once you store things, once you work something out, it's not just you find things what you haven't had, and I hate when, like, I have to search for something and I know I have it. And I know I had it somewhere, and I'm just sort of looking around and looking at different boxes, like, where did I put it? And since I organized the room, I don't have to spend hardly any time on going through, because I know I need a seed bead. I know it's there. I need a fire polished beads. I know it's in that drawer. I need a book. I know that's there. So it's really, it's cut down sort of my prep time a lot. Alicia's saying, my living room, I have a 10th-year shoe rack that I bought during the first lockdown. There's all sorts of different things. I had shoe racks before. I had larger drawers as well. Like I had I had much deeper ones as well. But because beads are quite heavy, that didn't really work out. So I have wasted money on storage as we were like going as year by year. Finally, I got to this one. Oh, Lucy's saying, I haven't sat downstairs in the living room for a year. Like, you know, like in the evenings as well, I'd rather sit in my craft room. Then next door is the lounge, and Simon and Christopher would like watch something in the lounge. I do have one of the lights in the lounge, with next to the sofa. So I can take a tray and then just go and sit down and do bits of pieces there as well. How do I store my finished pieces? So the finished pieces are in the cupboard just over. Can you just pass me a tray? Any tray will do. Pick a tray, any tray.
Any tray.
not the messy one.
Oh, not that
It's
one
alright.
though.
So I do store them in one of these trays, because especially if they're seed bead ones. Sorry, just had to tidy up before I turn it a little bit. Especially in the seed bead ones, I can just really see what I have, and I can stack so many of these ones on top of each other. I can have this is the one which I really need to pull out, but it will take me like a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon to really sort that cupboard out. So I'm going to do that at some point, but I love these boxes because they are clear on the side as well. So as they're sitting on the shelf there, I can see approximately what's in them, and there's different sizes in these ones as well. So I do use those ones. That if there's anything which is got a lot of metal, or anything which is for example sterling silver, then I would store it in a Ziploc bag, which the Ziploc bags are the grip seal bags. Sorry, Ziploc grip seal is the same thing, bags, so they are really nice and airtight in there, and they're not going to turn at all. Oh, Amanda, I think we all gonna be like really jealous here. She says she's got a summer house we converted to my craft room,
I'm jealous.
but it does creep into the corner of the lounge. Absolutely. Without them, we wouldn't have an apartment to move into. Camille saying, I do my cards in the craft room, but I take the beads down to them and lap on the in front of the telly. Yes, I do the stuff in front of the telly as well. Dorothy say, I have a couple of rooms for all my crafty stuff, but I really want to have them better organized. So I think, once, if you think it through, like how I started it is I measured the room up, and I draw it down on a piece of paper, and what I thought about it first, where do I want to sit? So what part of it, and the way how I got this table that don't just go up and down, I have got wheels on them, so I can move them around as well. But I imagine myself, what part of the room do you want to sit? Do you want to sit close to a window? Do you want to sit away from the window? Or do you want a couple of different places where you want to sit and you can craft? I mean, as I'm getting older, I need the light, so I love this room because it's got got a big bay window and a window on the side as well, so it's really light and airy room, and it's the perfect room to crafted it. But that was the first thing. So I sat down and then I visualized myself, where am I going to sit? And then I started to think about, okay, so if I want to sit more in the middle of the room and I don't want to sit on the side, then what storage can I fit around me? And then I started thinking, like, do I need more cupboard space, or do I need more sort of like where I can put drawers in, or do I need what do I need? What do I have the most? What sort of beads I have the most I want to store? And for me, that was really important, to store my seed beads nice, because seed beads, there's hundreds and hundreds of different colors, and there's not long different colors, there's different sizes, then there's different shapes, and there's so many different things. So that for me, that was very, very important. And the drawers in here, so I can store like the crystals separately, the pearls separately, and different beads separate as well. So for me, that was very, very important. And then if you plan that in, and then you decide, so what room do I have left, and what else can I get in? Because you're not just kitting the room out for this year or next year, you're kitting the room out for 5 years to come. So imagine yourself, or say to yourself, or like, what if I get more beads, or what if I get more card stuff, or what if I get more knitting? And then those cupboards on the side, they were more of sort of future projects, bits of pieces. This one at the end, I'm using it for pens and pencils and everything else, but they do fill up very quickly. So do decide on what you need right now, and go future-proof yourself a little bit, and maybe get an extra cabinet as well. Lucy's saying, I wouldn't be able to organize wouldn't be able to cope if my craft room wasn't organized. I'm with you as well. Where did you get from storage boxes? So those ones are on the website, on Totally Beads website. Do you have a go? Simon has given us a discount on them, up to 20% off. So depending on what size do you want to have a look, which one do you need? Right, I'm just quickly seeing if you got any questions. How do you store your glass beads or bicons or any beads that are on strings? So the ones which are on strings, they all go in one of these drawers. They're further up on the end. I have them like, I have glass pearls rounds, and then the next drawer I think it's glass pearls other shapes, and then I have crystal rounds, crystal rondos. With the crystal rondos, I think I have 2 drawers in there. So one of them is for smaller crystals, and the rondos, another one is for bigger ones, and that they are stored in there. And if I start a strand, I can either knot the end on and then it goes back in there, or I put them in a little plastic bag so it holds the beads together so I don't lose them. And Patricia is saying, I have a little bedroom where I have been crafting for 12 years. It was supposed, it has spread to, oh, I know, it does spread to every room in the house, but I do like to keep everything in one. Oh, I like cupboards on wheels so I can move it around. Yes, you can have drawers as well, all sorts of different bits of pieces. Like, you know, we always fancy a change around. Using a filing cabinet, I did that before as well, and it's great. But with the filing cabinet, because they're really deep, you can never really see what's right at the bottom of it. So I had a couple of filing cabinets before, but I was forever rummaging in them, finding things. Do you store seed beads by color, size, or finish? So I start with so these are size 6s on this one all the way along. The next one is the size 8s, then the size 11s, then the size 15s, and then I have the color going. So this is monochrome, then I got pinks, then I got purples, then we go into the blues and the turquoises and greens and reds, greens, golds and reds and oranges and yellows right at the end. So that I know exactly where I need to. Where did you get the table race? So I got them from IKEA, but they are out of stock, as they would be. IKEA has been a nightmare when I was trying to put things together last summer, because something would be in stock and then I would order it and then it goes out of stock, and then they wouldn't deliver and they just cancel the order and I have to reorder it again. So with IKEA, it took me quite a few months. I found a very similar on Amazon, and I did put the link below, so do have a look at that one. But you need to bear in mind, you need to buy the top separately. I would just love a crafting. Oh, Joe, bless you. I think, like, you know, because I've been crafting for so long, and this is my work as well. Like this was my sort of reasoning in the summer, is like, I work so much, and I do work, like, you know, some days I work 12, 14 hours a day when I have to get things done. And I said to Simon, and me and Simon are the breadwinners. Me and Simon are pay the bills in the house. So I do deserve a room if I want a room. That was my sort of reasoning behind it. And Simon couldn't say no to that. So that's how I ended up with the craft room. And I was like, no, this is my room. And Brenda's saying, I have a spare room which I use for clothes storage and rest of crafting. Yes. So, and you can, but even if you haven't got a spare room, you can do something in a corner of your lounge, because you can get a cabinet like that where you can just shut it, so then you won't see what's inside it, but you know that all your craft stuff is right in there as well. So you can be tidy and you can be organized at the same time. Like, you know, there's nothing when this room gets unorganized and gets a bit untidy, it's just like I'm coming here and I'm itching to tidy up, because I always, a clear mind, a clear desk is the sort of a clear desk and a clear cabinet or clear top or clear, and anywhere where you're working, it gives you a clear mind as well. It gives you a blank space to work with, and then you can pull things out of whatever you like to work on. That's how I started it growing to two. Yes, I'm not. I would like to set up, because I used to do glass fusing and I used to do glass bead making. I got all the equipment for it. I would like to set that up in the garage, but I don't know. I wanted to do it last summer, but never got around it. So I might gonna go into the garage a little bit with some of my more messy crafts, but we see what happens. At the moment, I'm just happy this is done. Right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's and we were able to give you good I think I need to go and have some breakfast. I haven't had any breakfast yet. So I need to go and finish this coffee, and I'm gonna go and make another coffee. But I hope you enjoyed today and I was able to inspire you or give you some hints and tips. If you need any more, you can always text us in. We always either on Totally Beads or Kit Robinson Designs. I'm always there and I can answer you. If you need help with what you can put in the place, then you can just send me a picture and I will do my very best to help you. So everybody have a lovely day. I'll be back tomorrow with an old favorite, but we are using some new beads with it. So do tune in for that one. Everybody have a lovely day. Stay safe, keep on crafting, and I'll see you